It's conference time. It's conference time.
Man, yeah, it's conference time.
Time of the year we be waiting for. Y'all have to excuse me. I had some dental work done today, so my face is still a little numb. And I feel like I'm dragging. My lip is like this big.
Oh goodness,
But
that's
it's
right. Keep it right. Keep it right, because we don't want to look at you with a messed up grill.
all right, and I don't want to be like slobbering all over the place. Anyway, y'all, we really wanted to come live to you all on Thursday night, but we had some complications and we were in two different places. And y'all got to remember, this is a hobby for us. It is not our main job, so we still got to make coin.
But
But
thank you for tuning in to Sideline Sisters. I'm Michelle Bloom.
and I'm Angela Courtney, and we are so glad to be with you.
Oh yeah,
All right, so what are we going back to? We're going back to
January 4th
January 4th. January.
or Sunday, January 5th. Had
Yeah, well,
Utah and Iowa State.
Utah and Iowa State. That was actually a very good game.
Yeah,
Well played game. Um, but I believe Utah ended up beating Iowa State 75-67.
they did.
Yeah,
They
but it was
did.
a very good game. Who was our leader? I got my little things, but I got it on my other computer. Hold on one second, and I will pull that up for you. Better organized. Let's see.
Utah and Iowa State.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. LSU. Let me
It was
go
a lot
back.
of games. It was a lot of good games on that night, I must
It,
say.
it was.
That wasn't like the highlight game. I will
No.
say that, but that was a good game.
Yeah. Well, I can't pull up their stats right now, but we'll come back to that at the end. But let's talk about South Carolina versus Mississippi State.
Do we really have to talk about?
Yes, girl. Yes, we
Oh
have
man,
to.
I don't want to talk about a South Carolina game until they beat somebody by 4 points,
4 points.
or at least a less than 10-point spread. Because right now, the same old, same thing, same thing.
Yeah,
We
we're
just get to
still.
see the talent of another player hopefully shine.
We're,
However, I don't think it's allowing them to play to their potential because they're not playing anybody. They're playing these little cookie teams.
oh, but you gotta slow pump your brakes on that one. Mississippi State actually got out to a lead. They actually led up until I believe the beginning of the third quarter.
They led. That's something South Carolina does. Start off real slow, and Don just got to give them a look. It's like I ain't
Yeah,
even got to call a timeout. Y'all know what the hell y'all doing. I don't even got to call timeout.
yeah,
That's like when they played USC,
yeah,
UCLA. She ain't
yeah.
called timeout.
But you got to remember, they were also playing against Russell, who was actually on South Carolina squad last year. And
Oh, she was.
she was,
I forgot
and
about her.
yeah, and she actually, I ain't gonna say she had a breakout game, but she actually scored.
She ended up with 12 points.
Yeah, she ended up with 12 points. I think as a team, with what they had, they did a decent job. I mean, but
Mhm.
till a late run in the second and the third quarter, that I would say Malaysia, Fawali, Malaysia, and Chloe Kitts. Chloe Kitts was the score machine that night. She had 17. I need more from Fagan. Fagan got to come in and give me more.
She does. Oh my gosh.
Her defense is there, but her scoring, we got to get on point.
And that's the thing I don't think Dawn has found out yet as far as her starting five. She's playing the same ones, but I just feel like she needs to rotate. Put them
Well,
third that know how to go to the rack.
you Um,
Because I'm expecting more from Raven Johnson. She's kind of let me down this season. I'm not gonna lie.
she's kind of coasting, and she needs to be more in that dog mode that she was in last year when they was chasing that title last year. I need her to be.
Yeah, we haven't
They,
seen that yet.
I mean, you might see it when they play LSU because
Right.
that is coming. And
Mm-hmm.
let's see who else.
We got 10 points out of Joyce Edwards, your freshman.
Yes, yes,
Came
Joy.
off the bench, gave him a good solid 10. And she's pretty consistent. Between 8 and 10 points, she's pretty consistent.
Yeah, I just need her to be a little bit more, like you said. She got to be a little bit more focused to me. Um,
But let's talk
like
about the
I was
real
gonna say,
deal that went down in that game.
yes,
Oh,
Ashley Wilkins. Breaking news, y'all.
breaking
Uh,
news. Breaking
on a
news.
contact injury. It looked to me as, and I wanted to put those on our thing. We're gonna work this thing out, y'all. We're gonna be able to show y'all these little scenes. Well, she it looks like her knee buckled when she was going up, and she tore her ACL in her left knee, so she is out for the season. So, big question mark there. Who who is gonna step up now? Because now they just pretty much have the freshman Joyce and Fagan. They have a couple of reserves on the bench. I mean, a girl on there that's been, I think she should be a senior this year, but I don't see her being that breakout player. And the two girls,
Well, that
I ain't,
means Joyce is gonna get some more playing time.
yeah, she's going to get, but Fagan got to step up. Fagan has to step
Hogan
up.
has to.
Playing on in the final eight. I still think they can get there. I still think they have a stronger squad than UConn right now.
Yeah.
And guards are strong. But
Yes.
Bree got to come out of the closet. We need a new Bree the Bree from last year to step up and start hitting them threes. We got to have that Bree.
Please, Bree. Please.
Tahina, Papa is doing what she need to do. Papa's knocking down threes.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we got some from the bench, but I mean, like Tessa Johnson still doing her thing. She
I
played
like
20.
her.
She actually had 22 points, so that's good lift off the bench.
Oh yeah.
And Fawali
And,
has not. We need the real Fawali to show up because it's
oh
like she,
man.
and I hope she doesn't decide to go in the transfer portal next year. Because I think once Pow Pow and Raven move on, they're going to fill that void. They're going to fill that void that South Carolina's going to need.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let's move on to Notre Dame and UNC. That was another big game.
Another game, and I was mad I could not see it. Y'all have to pray for me. Maybe I can afford to get some
We get these sponsors. Whew.
yeah, streaming things.
These sponsors. But I will say that UNC had to crawl back the entire game. Right now the dynamic duo is Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo. They're unstoppable. Those two right there are probably your top guards right now, top two guards, I would say, in the nation.
I'd say
As
that.
far as
I will agree with you on that.
yeah, yeah. So the final score was 76-66. Like I said, UNC had a couple of stops. Could have been a different outcome. Like I said, they just kept having to claw their way back into the game because there was a bigger lead than 10 points. Got down to 8, got down to 6, and then Notre Dame would just come back out the gate.
Yeah, that's because they were hitting them threes like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Hannah Hidalgo was like 8 for 20. She hit 20 shots and she ended up with 24 points at the end of that game. And let me tell you who else stepped up.
Oh, Shelly. God dang.
Boy,
You
girl.
know she got clowned in school.
But that's all right. I
You
bet
know
you
she got clowned in school. Come on, God dang.
Okay,
I
so
love
and
it.
you know what? My thing is, how is it? I mean, I know they doing what they can do. And Katie Caval, their freshman, only had 2 points. Let's see who else. Some other girl named Prosper, she had 9 off the bench. So they only got 11 points from their bench. But again, if one of them go down, that's it.
Can we just say you got 43 of the 76 points coming from Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo? Can I
Yeah,
just say that?
you can say
And
it.
like I said, it's almost like when Hannah Hidalgo takes her foot off the gas, that's when Olivia Miles puts her foot on the gas.
Yeah, don't forget about Citron now. Citron
Citron,
is
I mean, she had 5 points. She's not consistent, but she comes through in the clutch when
yeah,
you
she
need it.
got a lot of big defensive
You
plays too.
know, yeah,
So you look at King. King played 35 minutes. Hidalgo played 36. Olivia 37. Citron 31.
right.
Uh, I think is when you
Koval's not even starting anymore. Can we say that?
who
Koval, the
Koval.
big
Well,
girl.
yeah, well, who knows what I think what's going to have to happen. You can't keep playing all these yeah, well, I get it, they're your scores, but you got to learn, you got to develop your bench because it's going to come a time it's either going to be fouls or it's going to be an injury. And her starting five, they play a lot of big minutes.
Hmm. So, but yeah, Notre Dame took that W in that one. Let's talk about this USC and Rutgers matchup.
All right.
This was an anticipated matchup because, of course, Juju Watkins, of course, but also the freshman phenom. What is her name? Uh,
uh
Kiyomi McMiller. That was
Kaomi.
the anticipated matchup, Juju and Kiyomi Miller. Okay. However, Miss Miller missed the game. She did not play, which we're going to get into that after we talk about this game. But the Rutgers star was benched, and it was a coach's decision that was made. And so Kiyomi thought she would take it upon herself before it was publicized to say, "Hey, y'all, I just want y'all to know I ain't playing." She just put it out there.
Yeah.
Now I
Well,
don't know
allegedly,
something they got to sign to say, do not disclose anything before we put it out. But
allegedly, she got in an altercation with another player.
oh
So this is the reason why the coach decided that she needed to be reprimanded and sat down from the game because no one player should be bigger than the team.
no.
If you start doing that, then you open up a can of worms that once they out, you
And
can't.
also to add to that, I'm not sure how true it is. I haven't fact checked it, but I heard she got benched another game. I heard she got benched another game.
Oh wow.
And I've heard coaches say, not saying this is her, but when you got a cancer on the team and they go in and just spread it around, that's not good.
Nope. So what do you think? You think it's gonna be another transfer portal? Portal?
Oh, it might open up because the coach, she is there to lead these young women on and off the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to bring home a championship, but also you're teaching them life lessons.
Right.
So, whew. But anyway, Juju ended up with 23 points, 14 rebounds.
Yeah.
Kiki Iraofen added
This is
14 points and 8 rebounds.
yeah. This is a 50-point win for them. And do you think if McMillan had been there, how close would this game have been?
I'm just gonna cut the margin maybe
But
by 20,
I'd say
maybe
30.
25. You saying 30?
Yeah, because a lot of times, the leader of the team is the one that ignites the offense. And maybe that would have made them more aggressive had she been there.
Possibly. The focus would have been
Yeah.
different too. So I know that probably just changed their whole defense because they didn't know who was going to be put in her place.
Right. So I
But
got a question for you. As far as USC goes, as I look down at the stats, I'm noticing that there are a lot of shots being taken. So I see them playing less of a less as a team and more as individuals. So I see there aren't very many assists. So do you
no.
think this is a game style that's going to get them to a national championship?
Ooh.
USC. That's a deep question, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. That's very deep because I mean, I could just say last year Juju didn't pass the ball, but I'm seeing her do that more this year.
He's doing it more this
She's doing
year.
a better job,
Yeah.
which sharing the sugar, as you
Yeah.
say.
But I was saying just for this game. And I put on here specifically that she shot 8 for 23. And as I watched the highlights of that game, I noticed there was a lot of shots that she probably shouldn't have taken. But I think that's a maturity thing. So once she gets to be junior, senior, she'll be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have taken that shot. But anyway, you move on to Jan 8.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like I said, we wanted to go ahead and set the stage for these games that's coming up. But it just didn't.
right.
So TCU and Kansas.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get to
Prince,
see this game.
well, girl, I watched the highlights. I can go ahead and
Okay,
tell you.
sum it up.
So this was a 7-point win for TCU. It was a lot of back and forth between the teams. And again, TCU is another one of those teams who do not have a lot of depth. But Haley Van Liff and Sedona both played about 39 minutes apiece. And I
Prince
think they
went off on that game. That's all I know. Prince went
she
off.
had 30 points. She had 30
Okay,
points. Yeah, and I think your girl Haley Van Liff had 19.
okay.
Big had 12.
Hmm.
And they ended up winning by 7. She was blocking some shots here and there. Another tough game.
Right.
So
Kansas
Kansas,
is not a ranked team either.
so that was my point. What do you think?
Ooh.
What is it
Wow.
that is it that they playing a lot of minutes, or I know you're gonna have those games. Sometimes when you play a lot of back-to-back games, your legs get tired. So
TCU has players hurt. He only had 7 players playing.
yeah, I know. But
So
I didn't
when
know
you can't play your bench and you have to play folks 39 minutes
yeah.
or whatever, how many minutes it was, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to get tired. And that's what we're going to get into about Flage and LSU.
Well, let's back it up a little bit and let's talk about the LSU and Auburn game because LSU only won by 10 points.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you go back
Wow.
and you look at the stats. Let's see. They actually shot 55% as a team. Uh, let's see. The leading scorer was Anissa Morrow with 21. Uh, Michaela Williams, she had 10. Flage had 12.
Okay.
And let's see, supporting cast. Their teams, I mean, as far as their bench, the bench did pretty good. Your girl Gilbert, I love
Uh-huh.
her. Like I said, I can't wait to see them play South Carolina. I want to see her in Malaysia match up. Yeah, so
Yeah.
their bench are almost closely and scored to what the starters did. But
Mm-hmm.
there's been talk about Flage's production. What do
Yeah.
you think it might be attributed to?
I mean, fatigue. She not getting a break. Moki is not subbing her out, getting her the rest,
Yeah, that's
Quick
how she
little
did.
minute here and there. She's not doing that. She's not getting her a chance to catch her breath.
She only played 27 minutes in the Auburn game. The only person who played the whole game was Anissa Morrow.
Oh,
She played 40 solid minutes, but she did have 21 points.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
All righty. While we're on that, we can talk about the Tennessee LSU game. Y'all see them sport.
Ooh, that when I say was a barn burner. Ooh,
Girl, that
thank
in the
God
C
for my
game.
friend Travis. Thank you, Travis. I was able to log in and watch it under your login. Thank you, Travis.
You a mess.
Thank you, Travis Barbie. I just got to give you a shout out. Otherwise, I
Don't,
wouldn't have been able to watch that on
don't
SEC Plus.
name. He might not want people to know his government name.
That's okay. Shout out.
Okay, talk about it. I'm listening.
Anyway, the game went back and forth the entire game. When I tell you, let's see, from my stats, whoo, halftime score, LSU was up 46, Tennessee 39. When I say again, the game went back and forth. It was down to the guard play. Um, Final score was 89-87. Now, I will say at one point, I thought Tennessee had
Was
this game. They
out,
had
man.
it. They were up.
When that girl started hitting those threes, I was like, oh my God, they about to come back.
Yes. Yes, they did. Oh my gosh. It was like it was back and forth. It was like a tennis match. It was a rally. It was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They come down and score, then Anissa come down and score. Then you
Hey,
come back, and then you got Talasia Cooper scoring. And then
yeah.
Jules Spear would score. And then you come back and you have Flage take it to the rack. And then you come back and you have Michaela Williams. She would take it to the rack. So
Oh, the
again,
clutch layup she made. She like coasting.
but I will say, with 0.7 seconds left in the remainder of the contest, Tennessee had the ball out on the sideline under their on their end of the basket. They had the chance, threw it into their post player. They're big. I can't even remember her name.
Uh,
She was able to get that ball. She kind of reminds me of Ashley Watkins. She
what's
went
her name?
up, she got the ball. She had a good look at the basket, enough time to get it off
I
under
think
the basket, and she
I
came up short. So
think
could have
Spear.
sent that game into overtime. Did not happen.
I think it was Spear. All I know, she was tall.
Yeah. So I hate that. Uh I kind of was rooting for Tennessee. Those balls, Rocky Top.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like you LSU and you haven't lost the game. They're still ranked what? Number 6. I think it's coming. I think it's
they gonna
coming.
get an L. It's gonna come.
It's coming. Uh, they play Florida. They play Vanderbilt, and then Florida. So they have this weekend off. At least they don't have any games. So put it that way. And then they
Right.
Carolina on the 23rd.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yes, we shall see.
Let me see. Is that home?
So
Hey. And
all
they
right.
got the matchup predictor has them 85% versus 14%.
Mm,
But I'm wondering, are they playing at South Carolina or are they playing at home?
that's
I'm
gonna
trying
be the test right there. That's gonna be your national championship matchup.
to. They playing South Carolina.
Ooh, ooh.
Colonial Life Arena.
Oh man, that's gonna be tough.
Yep.
That's gonna
All
be
right.
tough. But let's bring it back home, Courtney. Let's bring it back home to North Carolina.
You know,
This Duke and North Carolina matchup. Now, first of all, they have never played this game, this contest, this early in the season, in the conference season. But I know we have new institutions that are in the conference now. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, but they have never played them out the gate, the
yeah.
second game of the season in conference play. Have they ever played this soon? But anyway, it's always an anticipated matchup, big rivalry. You're less than 25 miles apart. So I'm a Carolina fan. So I'm going to tell you right now, I was going for Carolina. The game was awful. I really would love to hear what Stephen A. He would have said it was a hot mess. The score at halftime was 16 all, 1-6. You got middle school girls team scoring more than that
Yeah,
combined. It was 16 all at halftime. Okay.
you go back and watch it.
It was pitiful. It's pathetic. But anyway, UNC ended up winning this contest 53-46 in overtime. Okay. I'll just add that 53-46 in overtime.
Wow.
It was not a pretty game. It was quite challenging to watch. I would have loved to been a fly on the wall in the locker room at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't much production out of Duke's guards. I'm not sure what was going on. You only had one player in double figures, and that was Ashlyn Jackson. She only had 10 points. Okay.
But everybody scored.
They might have scored 3, 5, 4,
But like I said,
7.
everybody scored. But
Everyone scored. Okay. And then for North Carolina, also Utsby. She only gave us 10 points. Again, everybody scored 2 points,
but
5 points.
check this out. It was 26. Carolina had 26 turnovers to Duke's 21 turnovers, and Uxby had 11 of those turnovers. Wow.
When I say it was awful, it was hard to watch. I had to turn it away between the LSU and Tennessee game because I just couldn't believe my eyes. I just couldn't. In the fourth quarter, going into the fourth quarter, they had already had 42 turnovers between the two teams. So
It's crazy.
whew, it was crazy. But
That's
Carolina
a-
somehow they pulled it out. They pulled one out.
yeah. 26 turnovers is 26 potential points. Times
Who? Mm, 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 mm.
that 52 potential points. Wow, that's crazy.
Oh man. But you know what? We need to back it up, back it up, back it up. Skipped over the big time game on Wednesday night between USC and Maryland.
Yes, we have to talk about that. But those were two games that was going on at the same time, I believe. Now, I watched the girl, I fall asleep to stay awake for the end of that game. Then my daggone television just started doing a little rebuffing.
Yeah,
So I end up having to see the end the next day.
yeah. I mean,
That was a very good game.
awesome game, and I mean, we had the best seat in the house. I must
Yeah.
say
Brenda Freeze had them girls ready.
they
And I,
were.
and I hated that McDaniel fouled out because I think she's one that kind of drives the offense along with what's her name? Stringer. Uh what's her name? Cheyenne. Cheyenne. I'm
Oh
just
yeah, Cheyenne Sellers. She's
yes.
bad. That girl, she's good. She's
Yes.
good. I mean,
Some crazy moves.
at halftime, the score was 35-34. USC was up 35-34. That's how intense and back and forth this game was.
Yeah, it was.
It came down to the wire. Juju ended up fouling out the game with like less than a
Yeah.
minute to go. I mean, I don't know how much of an impact she would have had. It was like 30 some seconds left in the game, but she ended up with 21 points, 9 rebounds. Kiki had 21 points. Cheyenne Sellers had 26 points for Maryland. She was 10 for 11 from the free throw. Okay.
Right.
10 for 11 from the free throw. So almost half of her points came from the free throw line.
And
She knows how to get to the basket.
that was their first loss.
It was anybody. It could have been anybody in that game, but it was overall a phenomenal game.
Yeah. But I mean, that just tells you that I hope they come with that same toughness, that same mentality when a tournament starts. Now they
Mhm.
need it. But I
Yeah.
mean, you got to look at it as a learning thing too, because it wasn't a blowout, and they held USC. I mean, and they don't really have a lot of tall girls. They didn't really have any bigs that could compete that could really dominate. So I think that helped them to stay close in this game. But I think it's just some shots that were missed, and I mean, I think the defense was good on both ends.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
was. All right, so let's take it back to the games last night. You had the LSU Tennessee game, anticipated SEC matchup right here, to where LSU again undefeated, has not lost the game. I thought they were going to take their first L last night, honestly.
it was close. It was real close.
Woo, all the way. Moki, I'm surprised she still got hair on her head. Her knees got to be hurting.
Yeah, because she
Between
was
her and Muffet from Notre Dame, they know how to do some daggum heel touches. She was down on that ground. She was back and forth on that sideline. She gave him a look, and it was like, what I got to do, y'all? Flajay, you playing the entire game, so I don't even know why you're looking over here at the bench.
No, right? You're not sitting down.
You're not coming out the game. So don't look over here. Don't give me the fist. Don't give me the nod. You're playing the entire game. But it was ended up being a good game. 89-87. LSU came out on top. It was a barn burner, I must say.
Again, Gilbert contributing 22 points. I'm telling you, that guard is nice.
And she's coming off the bench.
Yeah, she's a driver. I don't see her shooting threes though. They don't shoot a lot of threes. That's one thing that's gonna hurt LSU going into play. They're more of a cut drive type team, and they want to run the floor. So if you can get out in front of them and stop that run, and you're gonna have to rebound well, because they rebound very well with Anissa Morrow in the middle.
Yes.
And you can stop their run, get like Tennessee almost pulled it off. Get a couple of stops. I think that's the thing that's going to hurt them with South Carolina, because South Carolina, Lord help them if they don't start off in the negative. God, then that's going to take the whole. But I mean, if you trade 3 for 2s, you can get back in the game real fast, and they got girls that can do that. So we'll just see whichever South Carolina team shows up. But they got to play like they're number 2. You can't come out like you number 9 and number 10. You need to come out like you number 2.
All right. Moving on. Another game. I did not watch this game. However, I wasn't expecting the outcome of Virginia Tech gave Georgia Tech their first L of the season. They are no longer undefeated.
Virginia Tech beat who?
Georgia Tech.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Virginia Tech, remember, Virginia Tech's coach, Kenny, transferred over to Kentucky. So he took a couple of his players with him. Georgia Amore, they lost Elizabeth Kitley. So Virginia Tech has a good 8 or 9 portal players. Okay, let's talk about that. Players who have never played before. But the final score of this game, let me tell you, they put up a buck.
Yeah, I thought it was like, what is it, 100 to
105 to 94.
Wow.
You don't have men's basketball teams putting up them numbers, okay? 105 to 94. So it was a great contest between the two. Virginia Tech came on top. They didn't have anything to lose. They're 2-2 right now in the ACC. And Georgia Tech is now 3-1. So they took their first loss of the season. So they're now 15-1. So
wow. Well, I told you a lot of these teams have not been tried and tested yet. And when they play teams that, especially if you haven't lost, you really got a target on your back, and they coming for you. And they're going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at you. Maybe even the kitchen sink.
Right. Yeah. But
you're going to be tested. We're in conference play. No more easy pie, we don't have to play hard type games no more. Now you're going to have to fight, because, everybody's bucket position. So when the end of February comes, where are you going to end up? Where are you gonna have to go? Are you gonna be the number 1 seed, 2 seed, or you're gonna have to play 3 or 4 games before you get into the real game?
Or they're not really getting into their rhythm, I guess, until they actually play some teams.
Yeah,
So
because they've been coasting.
they've been coasting. They've been coasting. They still haven't. Just like this Texas A&M and South Carolina game last night.
Yeah,
That was a 59-point victory for South Carolina.
yeah.
Again, how can you display your defense? Like as an official, those type of games are the hardest games to officiate.
Yeah.
Because no, you're not trying to show favoritism to the team that's losing. However, if it's if the whole gym can see it, that's what I was always taught. If the whole gym can see it, you better call it.
Right.
So that score was 49 to 1. Sorry, 49 to 90.
I hadn't even seen box scores yet.
With South Carolina cruising in that game. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about South Carolina right now because they're not playing anybody.
Malaysia had 17 points. Tessa Johnson had 11. It was Share the Sugar night.
It was shared. Well, you better have. You beating folks by 50. The sugar should have been shared all night long.
Yeah. Like I said, they got some games coming up. They got Alabama. Oh, they got Texas. I forgot they got Texas Sunday. That's watch. That's on ESPN, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus.
That would be a good matchup.
We'll be watching that.
South Carolina and Texas. Ooh, I got a feeling we're gonna be disappointed though.
With who? Texas?
With Texas. I was disappointed when they played. When they got beat up by. Who was it? Earlier in the season, they got beat up. I thought it was gonna be a better matchup than what it was.
The one where your girl Roy wasn't taking her 3-point shots and she needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm getting ready to tell you. Go back in there. Texas Longhorns.
Yes, those Longhorns. Madison Booker.
It ain't coming up right now. But I know which game you're talking about. It's an earlier game.
Yeah. It wasn't competitive at all.
No, it was quickly it kind of exposed where they were lacking.
Yep. It did. It exposed them all.
Yeah. And Roy needs to be able to shoot that 3. I mean, you can only ask so much of the sophomore, the big girl. You can only ask so much of her. The other girl, the surrounding cast gotta give, they gotta help her out.
Right. They gotta help her out. But Notre Dame, Wake Forest took a little trip up to the Fighting Irish. Then Notre Dame, of course, cruised in that game, 100-64 victory. With your dynamic duo again, scoring 36 points between the two of them. Hannah Hidalgo, again, leading scorer, where I think Hannah is averaging 25 points this season right now. You got Liatu King. Liatu scored 17 points, Courtney.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
Citron had a good night. She had 16 points in that game.
I was trying to find your game you was talking about.
And our big Koval actually put up double figures. She had 11 points.
Was it Notre Dame in Texas? And when Notre Dame number 10 and they lost by 10 points?
Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah, because that was an overtime game.
Yeah.
Okay.
They came back. They came back in that game.
Yeah. So what we got up and coming? Can we talk about it?
What now?
What's up and coming? What can we expect moving into week 2 of January, week 3 of January?
Oh, what we got coming up?
Yeah. We did the matchup between South Carolina and Texas.
Yeah. That was gonna be a good one for sure. Okay. Sunday is when I'm just glued to the couch. Fort Duke takes on Virginia. You got Tennessee and Arkansas, Notre Dame and Clemson. Boston College takes on North Carolina. Um, Auburn and Kentucky. NC State plays Stanford. You got Indiana playing Iowa. So I don't
Should be,
know.
should be a good matchup, Indiana and Iowa, because they're pretty much similar sister teams almost.
True. So we'll see. But we want to spotlight a few folks. I posted this on our Facebook page on high school guard, Kira Reynolds, who scored a quintuple. I didn't know it was such thing. Quintuple double. Okay, first time I've ever heard of such. Scored 14 points, 18 rebounds, 12 assists, 11 steals, 10 blocks. What the hell? That's all I had to say. I had to go back and look at that again.
You must be the whole team.
I mean, the score was 85-12. So she shared the sugar. She only had 14 points.
Oh, well, okay. Well, it was around Wanda when she was doing what she needed to do.
She did what she needed to do. And now my thing is, and she's coming out of South Bend. How did Niele Ivy let this one slip through her fingers? Because she has signed with Purdue. And you know Notre Dame is all about their guards. Kira Reynolds is a guard. How she let this one slip away?
Oh no. Hey, but there's always a transfer portal.
There's always a portal, and there's always wait. I was. She can back out of that. I don't know if she made a verbal commitment or if she's done that national letter of intent. I don't know. But anywho, on to some depressing news, and we just gonna pray for Paige Beckers, y'all. I don't know if we need to just send her some calcium pills. I don't know what we need to do. Some milk. What we need to do. Anyway, Paige Beckers went down with a knee injury in their last game. It's been reported it's only a knee sprain.
I wish I could show the video.
She reminds me of Olive Oil. Y'all remember Olive Oil from Popeye?
But Michelle, it really was not her fault. The girl rolled over on her ankle, so she had no choice but to collapse to the floor. It wasn't like it was a non-contact type injury.
It was almost like Ashley Watkins type deal, right?
No, it wasn't. The girl rolled over on her ankle and she kind of fell. And she jumped up and she looked at REM and she said, that's a flagrant foul. And she hobbled off to the bench and he was like looking at her. She's like, what you want me to do? The girl fell on me. I mean, she clearly had the ball. And then the girl went to grab the ball and then she rolled over and Paige ain't had no choice. So it wasn't like she could have avoided it. So.
Oh, yeah. But it was.
Anyway, she's out an extra week and then she'll be back. They call it a sprain.
We shall see. I just want to know again, like you said, how soon will she be back on the courts?
She's got a week out. So I don't know who they're playing next. So hopefully it's a team that they can afford not to have Paige on the floor.
All right.
Because AZ is not there yet.
I'm just giving up hope on AZ Fudd, okay? We just gonna keep Sarah Strong's name out there. We just gonna keep Sarah Strong's name out there because she's putting up the points. She's giving us production for UConn. So as long as we can keep Sarah healthy, we're good.
Yeah.
Moving on, Audie Crooks. She's in that 1,000 point club along with Hannah Hidalgo and Juju. She is the first Iowa State player in history in her 49th game to make it to the 1,000 points in that amount of games. So we got to give
Audie Crooks AK. We got
Yeah,
to come up with a nickname for all the crooks, man.
we do. We do. We do.
We're
She's
gonna
doing
have
her
to-
thing. But
yeah,
you know what I want to talk about, right? Can I talk about it?
talk about it.
We are 1 week away from Unrivaled, y'all. One
I know.
week. I know y'all ready.
I
I know
know.
y'all ready. We are 1 week from today, January 17th. The Unrivaled 3v3 League will debut their inaugural games. 2 games set in Miami. Now, I hear it's been pretty cold down there in Miami, but it's about to heat up with these games. You got these WNBA players down there. They just let us know who some of the broadcast, who will be broadcasting the coverage. We got Candace Parker and Lisa Leslie.
All right.
They will be broadcasting some of this game, so that's going to be great to see these two. I mean, they both play for the LA Sparks. You know, they come from a dynasty.
Dynasties.
You know, so it's going to be great to see them working together. Then again, the fact that this league has brought in so much exposure to women's basketball. Also, it brought in, and hopefully the WNBA is taking note of the amount of cash flow that has been ringing in. These players are going to be making triple of what they have made during the regular season. Some of these players are making triple. Some of these players are making double. You know, they're starting out what, $244,000.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I just hope it's entertaining. That's all I'm saying. I
I
hope
do.
it's watching.
I do. I do. But that's all I got, Courtney. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, hey, we've been going for almost a good hour, so now's a good time to end it. But
Hey, and it's snowing outside, y'all. So I'm gonna be
yeah.
sitting right on my couch supporting Hulu and Netflix and watching these basketball games. We got a good game. Oh, shout out to the Notre Dame football team making it going to the national championship. So they will be playing the
Black
winner.
coach. Black coach.
Yes, they will be playing the winner of this Ohio State matchup tonight. So
Who are
we'll
they playing?
see. We'll see. I'm sorry.
So who's Ohio State playing?
Ohio State. They are
Yeah.
playing. They are playing Texas.
Oh, that might be an interesting game.
That should be a very interesting matchup. Game starts at 7:30.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame will await the winner of that game tonight. So Notre Dame doing big things. That girl basketball team is the bomb.
They
The
know what
football team is the bomb.
in the African American coach.
Yes, you have two African American head coaches leading the
Yeah.
Fighting Irish.
Yeah. Anyway, you ready to end this thing, Shelly?
I am. I am.
All right. Until then, y'all, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments, anything that you want us to talk about on the show, please hit us up at sidelinesisters3542 at gmail.com. And peace. We love you. Stay warm. Okay.